Okay.
Please go
okay.
ahead.
I see you are recording. That's good. Good evening, everyone. Welcome from wherever you are tuning from. And this is one of those nuts and bolt Zoom sessions that we are having as Team Wealth creators. And every single Sunday when we have these sessions, or whenever we get a chance to have these sessions, we are mainly targeting in basic things that we need to do to improve our business, not only improve our business, but also increase our knowledge in the space of the internet that we are engaging in. And so we are going to be using these nuts and bolts tonight to improve our knowledge when it comes to how the security functions work in terms of being in the internet. What is it that we need to spot, the things that we have to do? So we have a guy who's an expert that we know who is in our team. He's my son, Keke. He's one of those ones. God gave me sons, you know, and he's one of the sons that God has given me to be in his life. But he's a good, brilliant young man who will take us through the security features and the things that he would like us to know in terms of dealing with how do we protect our assets, digital assets, and where we should not go, things that we should not do, because we are seeing a lot of people going into wrong websites, typing in wrong things, and then they put in their information there, and then they are hacked, and their coins are stolen or information stolen, and then you know, it's not a nice thing to experience. Honestly, it's not a nice thing to experience. So everyone who's here, please, let's learn. If you have to take down and write something down, do so. But remember, this session is recorded. You can rewind and play it over and over and learn as much as you can. So I welcome every one of you that is on this platform right now. I'm going to take it over to Keke. He's going to take us through and show us everything that we need to know so that we spot the things that you normally fall victims on. So Keke, over to you, my brother, right now, and take us through the things that you're going to teach us for tonight.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Wow, this is the first time you're doing an actual presentation online with you guys. I would like to say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Hope everybody's good. Can I get audio feedback? Or everybody's muted?
Most people are muted, but we are here and we can hear you clearly.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. My name is Moeketsi, and normally from all the marketing and websites, even the Team Wealth Creators app, we always see this logo from Matrix Media. That's the company that actually started. So we specialize in web development and app development. So we've been doing this for a long time, for like 12 years now in the game. And tonight we'd like to share a few things about cybersecurity that we have experienced, that our clients have experienced, that we feel like everyone needs to know about these things. So there's a part one, because cybersecurity is a very tedious and a very long field, you know, getting into it. But today we're just going to cover what's necessary and what's very, very important for you guys to actually understand and know. Most of the things you would recognize, but yeah, let's get into it without further ado. So on the first slide, we talk about the overview of this presentation. So we're going to be going through what is phishing. That's the main thing we're going to be focusing on, phishing. It's a funny name, but it's actually dangerous. It's something which is very serious, especially now in South Africa with you know, Capitec schemes and SMSs and digital. People are actually new to this technology thing as much as we'd like to know. So we're going to be talking about phishing, the types of phishing, and the protection against phishing. How do you recognize it? How do you protect yourself against the phishing attempts which are going on everywhere. So let's get into it. So what is phishing? How to recognize and understand phishing scams, right? So phishing is a cybercrime in which scammers try to obtain sensitive information or data from you by disguising themselves as trustworthy sources, right? So we are normally familiar with card scheming, right? Where people would take your card, withdraw money from your bank account, and they would actually have to steal your physical card to do that. Or we are quite familiar with identity theft, where you wake up one day and somebody has opened a bank account in your name and you don't understand how, or they've opened a legit account or something, right? So there's another type which is very, very prevalent and people don't talk about it, which is phishing. So they use these methods, these organizations. They use text messages, they use emails, they use phone calls. So these are the three things we're actually going to be focusing on. On the side of emails here, we're actually going to be talking about emails and websites, which is the main concern as cryptocurrency enthusiasts, as people who are using tech, as people who are now buying things online. You can check every shop has an online store. You can buy from Pick n Pay online, Checkers online. Pretty much every store that we are once familiar with has an online store. So we're going to be talking about how to prevent and how to identify and recognize the correct type of stores that you actually need to be buying from. And also the correct SMSs. I think everyone has received a random SMS in their life that you actually don't know where it's coming from and they're urging you to do certain things. So we're going to be talking about that actually. And phone calls. There's the latest one and it's huge in South Africa because no one knows about this. They can't tell the difference between a true call center agent or bank or anyone. They just receive a call, they answer, and the money gets lost. Understand? So moving on, how does phishing work? The phishing begins by determining the target victim. So these scammers, they don't actually go after random people sometimes. They actually study, or okay, what kind of victim they'll actually be focusing on. Is it an organization? Is it an individual? You understand? So they always work in teams. It's not just one person, it's an organization. They have a crew, they have an office, they have a hideout somewhere. It's always an organization. And they are targeting individuals and other organizations, right? And they create strategies. Your information is very important. So they can target what kind of information that they need from you and how are they going to use it to benefit their attack, right? Whether it's taking money from you or sabotaging you in another way or sabotaging the government into doing certain things. So they need your information. They need to fish out your information, right? So like I explained previously, they will create methods. So if they need your banking details or for you to take certain actions or for you to subscribe to something, they will create fake emails or web pages, as you'll notice later on, we'll get into it, and send text messages to you to steal information from you or to make you do something, to take an action. That's the primary thing about phishing, right? So like I said, they take your information and they use it to do a lot of things. It's not just about your money. You need to understand that your information doesn't actually involve just your money. They can do anything. They can use it to do identity thefts where they can pretend to be you to do certain actions, especially if you are a high-ranking official. Your information, your signature, your contacts are very much important to them because they can no longer target you, but target other people in your organization, target other organizations that you are part of with your information. So it's very important for them to get your information. Understand? I hope everybody's following me with these explanations and how phishing actually works. So the main purpose of this one is they need you to click. Understand that phishers, as we can call them now, or scammers, they need you to take action. They need you to do something for them to access your information, whether it's clicking a link, whether it's going to a fake website, whether it's changing your password. they need you to take action. They need you to take action into whatever it is that they need from you. So we're going to be going through all these steps on what is it that they're actually needing and how do they actually collect this information in the following slides. Okay. So there are 5 common types of phishing in South Africa. There are a lot of phishers, but these are the 5 common types, which are actually going to be going through because there are a lot. They're like a library of phishing attempts and cyber hacking terms which are being used. But these are the 5 common ones we're going to be focusing on tonight, which are most prevalent in South Africa. Right. The first one is email phishing. We are all, familiar of received emails, but people don't actually know how to filter out emails. This is email phishing. Scammers create emails that impersonate legitimate companies and attempt to steal your information. So you would get an information from Capitec, or FNB, or any other trusted bank, telling you that your bank account has been compromised, or there's money which is, from an untrustworthy source, or money from a foreign country coming to your account, and we need you to verify your account details so we can release the funds into your account, right? So you would actually look into the email. It comes from FNB, services at FNB. You trust the email and you go ahead, you click the link, right? You click the link, it sends you to another web page. They collect your data. You type in your password. They tell you that your password is compromised. You type in your password, and the next thing, your money is gone. Right? So we're going to be looking into that types of phishing. Then the other one is spear phishing. Spear phishing is similar to email phishing, but the messages are more personalized. For example, they may appear to come from your boss. So if you work in a high organization where you are like an accountant, especially accountants, those are the ones which are more targeted. You're an accountant, you handle the company's accounts, you might get an email that resembles something from your boss, right? Telling you, hey, we need something, transfer this certain amount of money to this account urgently, right? And you take the action, transfer the money, believing it's an email from your boss, whereas it's not. So we're going to be able to identify some of those things. Another one is clone phishing. This is the most, I can say, the most dangerous, because it no longer targets specific people via emails, but it targets everyone on the internet, basically. So scammers replicate an email or website that you have received, but include a dangerous attachment or link. So they normally target websites which, like in our case, Mining City, Electric Cash websites, Binance, I think was a recent attack on it, where they cloned the Binance trading platform, and people fell into it. They registered, transferred their money, and this is the most dangerous one because it's very, very difficult to detect. I'll show you a couple of examples of top brands, top companies, which websites have been cloned and how to identify that. And the fourth one is whaling. Whaling, it's like I said, it's primarily targeted at high-ranking officials, your ministers, your mayors, CEOs of companies, where these attacks are actually targeted at them. They impersonate them, they steal their identity, and they make fraudulent claims and actions with them. The fifth one, it's pop-up phishing. A lot of people, I've worked with a lot of computers, and I've noticed that people don't have pop-up blockers. Even on YouTube, a lot of people can go right now, open a YouTube video, there's an advert, there's a pop-up, they just simply click, it passes, and they continue watching the video without actually noticing what was the pop-up about. It's a small message that appears on your screen. It's going to ask you you have won an iPhone 5, won an iPhone 12, click here, send your details, we'll send it to you. You're a lucky winner. Normally, that's how they actually structured pop-ups. They want you to react. They have a sense of urgency. There's normally a countdown associated with it, and they want you to react very, very quickly. And the sixth one, which is the most prevalent now in South Africa, and it is fairly new, it's vishing or voice phishing. Phishing call often relays an automated voice message from a legitimate institution such as a bank or a government entity. I made an error mistake right there. So normally you get a call from your bank, right? From Capitec or whatever bank, telling you that, you know, there's a activity, an actual person calling you. And they're so sophisticated these days that they even include background music so that you believe that it's actually a bank. This is a legit thing, where they actually call you, ask you for your information, you know, there's what, and they'll actually even confirm your bank account. That's how advanced they are. They have your bank account. They're gonna confirm it, like, no, this is Mr. Moeketsi, bank account 12345. So once they do that, you become comfortable. And that's where you're gonna let go of sensitive information to the phishing scammers. So it's very, very dangerous, this one, as much as it's the website cloning one is also dangerous. So we're going to be going into that on a couple of slides. So how do you recognize smishing or phishing attacks? This is the small one, so we're going to start with it before we go into websites. So we're going to start with text and voice phishing, right? So how do you recognize them? What are the key things you're going to be doing in recognizing these things, right? So what is smishing? SMS phishing or smishing uses text messages to carry out an attack. Attackers send text messages from what seems to be a legitimate source, like trusted businesses or banks, that contain malicious links. Bear in mind, the most important thing here is malicious links. They have links on the SMSs. Links might be disguised as a coupon code, 20% off your next order, they would say, or an offer for a chance to win something like concert tickets or a vacation. And right now, prevalently, because it's COVID, they're gonna, you know, send you an SMS saying you've won, you know, you have unclaimed COVID relief funds, you know, that you need to claim in the next 24 hours. And you need to react very, very quickly to receive those and click a link. So that's how they get your information. I'm going to show you an example in the next slide on how these things actually work. So as you can see, moving from your left-hand side, we have an international-based one. It's an example, but it happens to pretty much everyone. The SMS will originally read, "We have identified some unusual activity on your online banking. Please log into this via to secure your account." This is a normal one that they use to impersonate banks, right? Please be vigilant that the SMS already has a link in it. HTTP bit, what, it's normally a shortened link. They already have a link in it and they need you to react fast, right? They're gonna impersonate a bank or an organization that you trust that deals with your money, but they need you to react. They need you to take action on a certain given link, right? So as the middle one, this is one for mostly prevalent for people who are using Apple products. They have received this. I'm definitely sure they have received this kind of SMS where they are urged to take action on their Apple ID, you know, because we know that Apple has some strong security features. So this is one of the things which are most prevalent on Apple people's users, you know, like take an action on your app. There's an Apple ID that's been compromised or there's been an unusual activity, please confirm. And the SMS will actually be structured like this. You know, there's a link, there's a deadline, you know, there's an urgency, prevent that loss of service or data. And the last one on your far right, actually, this is one I actually I received personally. It's from a friend of mine who actually forwarded to me a couple of days ago. It's for a COVID relief fund, right? I think we've seen this in your WhatsApp groups and everything. We've seen this one, we've received this one. The structure of the attack is always the same. It comes from a trusted source, you know, COVID government relief provided by the government. You believe that. Hurry up. They need you to react, is the thing. It's always a sense of urgency. They need you to react into this, right? It only takes a few seconds. Do not miss this opportunity. And they take advantage of people knowing that during this pandemic, a lot of people are not working. So we are more vulnerable now, right? We need any funding we can get. We need any handouts we can get. We need anything we can get, any source of money or income or donations we can get to help us survive, we will take, right? So they are targeting people with this, right? They will urge you, do this right now, hurry up. It only takes a few seconds to apply. Don't miss this opportunity. And next thing is, there's a link. There's always a link in these SMSs, always a link. You click on the link, it takes you to a fake website. So we'll get that when we moving forward with these slides on how they actually use your information into these websites and how is it structured, right? Hope everybody's following me. So the second one is actually phishing. Phishing is a cybercrime that uses a phone to steal personal or confidential information from victims, often referred to as voice phishing. Cybercriminals use savvy social engineering tactics to convince victims to act, giving up private information and access to bank accounts. Like I said, they would impersonate a bank manager, a bank that you already trust. And if they see that, okay, you're not actually using that, they will use it as if they're transferring money from the bank that they're saying it's from to your bank, just to get your information, right? They need it. That's what they have been using for a long, long time. And for us, it's new. So in the next slide, I'm actually going to show you how to protect yourself against this, because this is very important. Phishing. People don't actually recognize these, and they are very dangerous. I'm going to be going through ways on how to actually protect yourself against this. So this is a link that I actually put up. It's a Capitec link. I received it this morning. It's from actual Capitec, where they're actually telling us people on how to look forward to. I want to go to the link very quick. I want to go to the link very quick on my side, so I can actually show you. If you don't mind, you can actually copy this link or just Google Capitec warning people about phishing. It's actually a very, very prevalent thing. I'm gonna put it up here. Hope if everybody can see this, it actually comes from a business tech. It's actually happening. If you can see on my slides, I'm not sure if everybody can see on the other slides, but the link will be posted up. And after this, you can actually view the link right there. It's a Capitec actually warning people that this is the most prevalent thing which is happening in South Africa. The article was published today on the 3rd of July, warning people about that. Please excuse me, I'm using multiple screens, so yeah. So you can check out the link. I'll leave it there for like a couple of seconds, or you can just Google it or go to the Capitec website directly and look up for alerts. It's something which is really, really happening. It's very, very prevalent, and it's very dangerous in South Africa right now, right? Give you a couple of seconds with that. If you want to copy it, you can Google it, just Google it directly. Okay, I think everybody has got the hang of it right now. So you might be wondering, with all of that I've said, how do you protect yourself? I think the easiest solution for you to protect yourself against SMS and call phishing is by installing an app called Truecaller. For those people who have smartphones, I think the app is actually available on both Google Play Store and the Apple Store. So you can install that. It's a free app, even though it has in-app purchases of advanced features, but you don't need that. You can actually install this app. It identifies pretty much everyone, right? So if you're getting a call like the one in the example shown below, it's an insurance scam, it detects you, because once somebody alerts the Truecaller that this is a scam, it alerts everyone, right? So it actually keeps count of top scammers, top databases, top companies, about people who's calling from where, when, how. So if the built-in caller identity is not strong enough, so I would suggest that you install Truecaller as a means of protection, so that you know that where are the SMSs coming from, who's calling you, where are they calling you from, you understand? So if it's your bank, it will notify you, this is from Standard Bank, whatever. You'll actually be able to see it and identify it and take proper actions. Even your SMSs, I've been using it for some time, and for SMSs, it actually works good because it blocks out all the SMSs with attachments. So you don't receive spam SMSs or any other thing, right? So moving on to the next one. Hope everybody's following me well, eh? Email phishing. So in this section, we're going to be talking about email phishing, but on a quick recap, we just covered phishing and SMS phishing, which is primarily used on your phone. They call you, they send you SMSs, they want you to react. So now we're going to be going into email phishing, which involves desktops, laptops, tablets, pretty much everything you can receive your email on. And this is the one which is a bit tricky, but not as dangerous as the other ones. It's a bit tricky because you can actually identify these ones. All right. So how do you identify signs of email phishing? Like the previous ones, the hacker or the attacker always wants one thing. They always have a sense of urgency. You can check the example email given there. It always has a sense of urgency. They want you to react quickly, right? Normally the header will go like that, forwarded from management, warning, closing and deleting your account in progress. Please react, right? Please react. They need you to react as quickly and efficiently as possible. They need you to react. They might even give you time right there, like, legitimate sender. So when you look at where the email is coming from, it might have a heading that you might recognize, JSON or account@fmb.co.za, right? Or multi-choice, especially people who are actually using multi-choice, and everybody pretty much has multi-choice right now. They might be using, support@multichoice.co.za or something like that. They're going to clone the emails, of course, to actually send you that. So when you look at it at the first time, it comes from a legit source, comes from a legit person, and you might be fooled, right? But it always has a generic greeting. It's always hello user, or hello madam, or hello sir, or greetings. It's never directly towards you. They don't actually have an email address or your name directly, which you use for your account. So it's always a generic greeting with that. And like I said, always a call for immediate action. They need you to react. They need you to act now. If you can look at that email, example email, it goes, hello user, we have received your instructions to delete your account. We will process your request within 24 hours, which is a sense of urgency. All features associated with your account will be lost. So it's a sense of urgency, what is at risk, your account is being deleted, and this is the action you need to take. So they always have a call for immediate action. To retain your account, click the link below as soon as possible. So they always need you to react, to do something. And obviously there's a link. There's a link attached to it. Click here, solve this, do this, always a link attached to it. It's never just an email or an SMS or a call. There's always have to be a link attached to it, an action that you need to take. So how do you protect yourself against this? A lot of people, we're all using Gmail. We'll get into that later, it's for advanced, but for everybody who's using email accounts which are not associated with Gmail, your yahoo.coms, your matrix.com, you might use Outlook. I would suggest Outlook, especially for businesses which are dealing with multiple emails, especially personalized emails. As a web developer, I deal with a lot of personal emails, and I always recommend to my clients to use Outlook. It's secure, and it's always constantly updated with the latest spamming technology, and it doesn't open links. So there's no automatic link opening. It freezes your images and everything. So every action that you need to take, it actually asks you before. It's prompt that you need to take an action. If you want to view an image, you are asked, it's going to scan the image, make sure that it doesn't have hidden links or anything. So if you're using multiple emails accounts, please install Outlook and use it on your email servers or your email management accounts. I would actually recommend it. It's very, very important about that. But on the future, on a couple of slides, we're going to be going through ways in which you can install other protective measures, especially for people who are using cryptocurrency accounts. Using Gmail, we're going to be going to a thorough step. I think everybody needs to be hearing this on how to protect yourself when you're using a Gmail account, because We trust Gmail. We think it's, it's the best, but there are other additional security features you can actually install in Gmail to protect activities in your email account. So if somebody hacks your, online account and it sends an email, you can protect your emails from unauthorized access. So we'll be getting that into a couple of slides now. And right now we're going to clone phishing, which is emails and websites. This is the most dangerous thing. This is pretty much why we are here. Clone phishing. So scammers create a nearly identical version of an email or website that victims have already received or visited. That's important. They rely on your recognition. You have already been to this email, you have already received email from this person, you've already been to this website, you trust this website, but you don't even look if it's legit because you trust it. You've been there so many times. I mean, you log into Mining City pretty much every day, don't you? To check your mining, how's it going, announcements, but you don't even recognize if the website has changed before, right? So this is the most dangerous one. Or the email that you normally receive. You log into your Mining City, you withdraw coins, you send them to Chain X. From Chain X, you click a link, it sends an email. You don't even bother, Chain X, withdrawal. You press, everything goes. You don't check the integrity of the website. How's the email different from the email that you received from a previous transaction? This is a very important one, right? So, as it goes, the cloned email is sent from an address that is nearly, but not quite the same as the email addresses used by the messenger's original sender. So like I'm saying, it's close, but not the same. I'm going to give you an example of it in the next coming slide, where you can actually see the difference, right? The body of the email looks the same too, everything's the same. So what's the difference? The attachment or link in the message has been changed. If victims click on these now, it will take them to a fake website or open an infected attachment. So that's the most important thing about these things, is that the emails or the website looks like the original. It looks like it. At the first glance, you can't tell. It looks like it reacts like it, and everything you do is the same, right? So I'm going to show you an analogy on how they actually transfer data and how they actually manipulate and steal your account information, log into your accounts, and how they actually do that in the following slide, right? So this is how it's going. They're using some things that we call phishing kits, right? So in a phishing kit, the original website is cloned. In this case, we're going to be using, which is the most prevalent one? Mining City, right? Mining City website, it's cloned. Everybody knows that Mining City is a mining company that people buy hash rate to mine from. So there are a lot of transactions, a lot of money is going in. So hackers attack such websites, right? They clone the website, right? They take the website, clone it, and change the login part. You understand? The login part is changed by inserting a script in it. So they only clone the login part, right? So normally what you do is you go to the normal website that you used to go into, log in, and all of a sudden your password doesn't work, right? Password doesn't work. How? You try it again. I mean, you've always used this password every day. Is the only password that you have in almost everything, right? You can't get it wrong. Click on the website, click on the links, the website doesn't work, right? It sends you to reset your email. Normally that's how it goes. Reset your password, email password. So you're getting agitated, you click on your email password and you are redirected into another website saying, please enter your email password or your username. So you enter both of them and they want you to actually confirm the password as usual. Confirm password, you enter it, confirm password, that's it, right? But when you go back to the original site, those emails don't work. That password, that login doesn't work, or the website suddenly freezes. That's another thing that you need to be aware of. The site normally freezes after that. That's why they have taken your information and now sending it to other people, right? That's why they're taking your information or busy working with your information accessing your accounts, right? Because they can actually lock your device. They can lock your device to say, if you are on Google on a certain page, they're going to lock this activity, right? So the website suddenly doesn't work. It's offline. You know, you're probably thinking you ran out of data or the Wi-Fi connection is down, you know, but there's something. You try refreshing, but it gives you an error message. Know that that website was cloned. It's not a real website. It's been cloned. That's why you need to check other security measures, other security features that you have installed if they've picked up unusual activity, right? So the phishing kit is uploaded to the hacked website, files unzipped, emails are sent with links posting to the new spoofed website. So yeah, we've explained that, but I will go through the process again. I think this is important that people need to understand this. Cloned websites are dangerous, right? If your website that you are in suddenly asks you to enter your email addresses again, your password has been hacked, you know, you need to re-enter your password that you've been using every day, and suddenly it wants that. Stop whatever transaction you're doing. Don't continue doing any transaction on that website, right? Especially if you don't have the following thing that I'm going to be showing you, the two-factor authenticator. If you don't have that installed in any transactional website that you're using, don't continue using the transaction. Don't continue using the website, right? Please, this is like, I don't know how much I can emphasize this. If the website freezes or suddenly breaks connection during your transactions, don't continue with them, right? Don't continue with them. I'm going to show you an example of serious websites which are actually well known, which have been cloned throughout the past year or something, right? So on the top one, we're looking at Amazon. There's an Amazon website. As you can tell from the domain, the Amazon, there's a double N, right? The website looks exactly like Amazon. There's all the logos, bells and whistles, and it's a login screen, right? But the website on it has a double N. So you won't be able to actually recognize it at first glance. You're just gonna pass it over and yeah, I'm on Amazon, you're shopping, you're entering your login details, you're moving forward, that's it. The one underneath it is from Apple. As you can tell, we've installed measures to actually recognize fake websites, especially from international companies. I understand these people have actually gotten so good that they actually can clone that. Okay? So normally websites for you to understand, to recognize that a website is safe, you'll actually see a tag before it, HTTPS. That shows that the website is secured, meaning you can browse on it and do anything. But you need to go further. If it's an international website that you're actually visiting, you need to look for the key here, like the one at the bottom. It says Apple Inc. USA. Right? I'm going to show you how to actually tell if this is a real HTTPS or a fake one. But normally Google automatically detects these things. But I'm going to show you how you actually can be able to identify these things. These websites, if you go to a website and it doesn't have HTTPS or an advanced certificate at the back, especially banks, if you're going on a website that involves transactions, involves money, if it doesn't have a certificate, an HTTPS certificate, don't transact on it. I'm just giving you a heads up. Do not transact on it. Right? Especially if you had to click a link to go to the website. If you had to click a link to go to the website, do not transact on it. Right? Another one is here. This is the most common one we have seen in pop-ups. This one, they are emulating Tesla, to saying that that people have won Bitcoins and everything. Right? It's a classic one. They emulate Tesla. As you can check on the email, the website address on the top there, it's not secured. That's the first thing. Let me just put it here. It's not secured. That's the first thing. And the Tesla has team in it, and it's .online, right? So they're cloning this. So if you're not familiar with the Tesla website, you need to know that they have certificates installed, that they don't play around. It's not only secure, but it has a certificate installed before the HTTPS link. So this is clearly a fake one, and we have received pop-ups like this. I think everyone who has been browsing internet without a pop-up blocker has received these giveaways, 5,000 BTC. Wow, could use that, eh? Could use that, right? So I'm going to show you how to actually stop that. So how do you protect yourself with from such websites, from such links? You know, I'm going to give you a brief statement, yeah, like a few pointers. The first one is you need to enable two-factor authenticator on your phone. I think every phone has to have a two-factor authenticator. You need to enable two-factor authenticator on your emails. I'm going to show you that right now after this for Gmail, how to enable two-factor authenticator for Gmail, especially people who are transacting with cryptocurrencies, Mining City, ChainX, Luno, Binance, everyone. We use our emails primarily for everything. So I'm going to show you how to enable two-factor authenticator so that if your email is being hacked or is being accessed from a different device, because sometimes we access our emails from, you know, it's load shedding. So you access your email from a friend's laptop or an internet cafe or a public Wi-Fi. You know, you log into a public Wi-Fi at the library there, it's free. You want to do your transactions. You need to enable two-factor authenticator. It's very important because once you leave that spot or you leave that laptop or that PC from your friend, they can actually access or resume the transactions that which you are doing. So if your two-factor authenticator or multi-factor authenticator is not enabled, anyone can actually have access to your banking details, your Mining City accounts, your ChainX accounts, you know, everything, because your email is very important. And another thing, please install an advanced antivirus software on your systems. I've seen a lot of people install this software called Smart F. It's not working. Please don't use that. You know, when it comes to antivirus systems, buy it, spend money. Don't go for these free, cheap antivirus softwares. They don't have advanced protection, especially if you're going to be doing online transaction on your laptop in the house or on your phone. Please get a proper advanced, you know, antivirus software for your system. You know, these free ones are only good for if your flash drives gets in, that's it. But online, they don't have the features to protect you. So we'll link up later on to actually show you, you know, advanced recommendations for antiviruses or two-factor authenticators that you might be using, or I recommend that you use for these things, right? So another one, there's a link of an example actually of an electric cash website which was cloned, right? As you can tell, for us, we were using Mining City and electric cash. The top, the one in blue, this link in the blue is actually a fake website. For those who are actually not familiar with this, it's a fake website. The ones that we actually do use for electric cash have a global at the end, electriccash.global. The .coms one are actually fake. That's where you don't get information from us. We don't actually encourage people to do that. So I would click it, I would open it right now, but I don't think I have the resources. I was just using this as an example to actually show you. I don't think it would open right now. And there's a copy of the exactly electric cash website that people actually use, right? So how to protect yourself? This is a good site. I think we have covered pretty much most of the things briefly on what is phishing, vishing, cloned websites, how to identify them. And now we're going into protection. How can you protect yourself? As I mentioned before, the two-factor authenticator. How do you protect yourself using multi-factor or two-factor authenticator, right? Normally, two-factor authenticator, for those people who don't know, it's when you go to a website, you insert your login details. That's the first security to authenticate that it's you. And the second one is before the website or the transaction would go through, you need to confirm it from a different device, right? Normally, when you do shopping online with banks, they would actually ask you to enable they will send you an OTP. They will send you an OTP. That's another factor to authenticate that, yes, it is you making that transaction before they actually go through with the transaction. So in the next slides, I'm going to be actually showing you the most important one, and the one that I would actually recommend that everybody use, especially from the team, Mining CT and everyone. If you don't have this one installed, please install it. I've got to go into with you. So the app is called Authy, or Authenticator, it's called Authy. If it's important, if any sites prompt you to use Google Authenticator for two-factor authenticator, know that you can always substitute the Authenticator app with the Authy 2FA app instead. So it doesn't mean that if a website asks you to use the standard Google Authenticator app is the only app that you can actually be using. You can actually use this app instead, right? Although they work in similar ways, Authy is more feature-rich and allows for multiple device syncing, cloud backup, and easier account recovery should you change or lose your phone or device. So I would actually recommend this because I have been using it and came across people who actually lost their phones and now they can't recover their two-factor passwords, which is a tedious thing, you know. So this app, you can actually recover those passwords that you have lost, or after you have upgraded your phone, install those old passwords back into your new phone and synchronize with them and still continue using that. So this is a link for the Authenticator app, authy.com/download. Please be aware of the HTTPS before, as we have talked about online security. Always follow websites that have HTTPS, they are secured. All right, so this is the app you're going to be going through step by step into installing. I really do recommend that people install this app, especially in their Gmail accounts, because this is an example we're going to be using for Gmail users, pretty much everyone. So the second step is you need to log into your Gmail account. All right. From a Gmail account, I think if everyone can see this clearly, yeah, I think everyone can see this clearly. It's actually big. You need to log into your Gmail account. From your Gmail account, you need to go to manage. Normally, it's at the top right corner where you have your name or your logo. That's where you click that and you say manage accounts, right? From manage accounts, you're going to go to the securities tab, right? You're going to say manage. It's going to show you a couple of tabs at the top or the left or right. I'm not sure if your Gmail is the same as mine. Then from there, you're going to go to the securities tab. From the securities, you're going to say enable two-step verification, right? You need to enable two-step verification for 2FA to work. So the next pop-up will detail how the added to security of 2FA works. After reading, click get started. On the next pop-up, you will then need to re-enter your Google password, right? So Google normally, for every change that you make on your Gmail account, you need to enable to re-enter your actual password again, right? Just to be clear that it's safe, that it's you. So it's going to ask you for it. Because normally what we do is for our Gmail accounts, we automatically have the password set. So you go to your Gmail, you click the icon, it automatically logs in. But when you make changes to your account, it's going to require you to re-enter the passwords, right? The password that you are using. Because now we're going to be enabling a further security feature on it. So you have to re-enter the password that you're going to be using. And from there, on the next screen, Google asks you to set up your phone, choose your country and enter your phone number. You can then opt to receive a verification code via text or phone call, make your choice and then click next. So as you can check on your left screen, the first arrow indicates that's where you're going to be putting your phone number. You're going to be inserting your phone number. On the flag there, where there's American, you're going to select it. It's going to show you a drop down. And you're going to select South Africa. Normally, it automatically detects. So you're going to enter your phone number, the one that you're going to be using. So I would recommend that you do these things on a laptop or a desktop, right? Not on your phone, because you're going to be using your phone for another thing. So I would recommend that you activate this step on a laptop or a desktop. These Gmail steps, you do them on a separate device because you're going to need to scan something on the screen with your phone, right? So yeah, going back to this, you select the text messages. Then from a text, once you click next, it's going to show you a pop-up, right? From Google, it's the same, it's still on the website, asking you to enter the code from your Authenticator app. All right, it's going to ask you for that. All right. Now that you've been verified, you can set up your Auth2FA Authenticator app. On the screen, click next. So after it is verified, you've entered your email, you've entered your phone number that you're going to be using. It's going to ask you to set up the Authenticator app. So you click on setup, right? So on the next stage, you're going to be setting up Authenticator. Then you choose where are you going to be getting the codes? Is the Authenticator, what kind of phone are you going to be using? Is it an Android? Is it an Apple? Is it an iPhone? Or, okay, we don't have Huawei yet. It's going to fall under Android. So you're going to be using Android for that. Then you click next. Then it's going to generate, Gmail generates a code for you. So like I said earlier, I would advise you that you use you perform these steps on a laptop or a desktop or a tablet, right? While you still have a phone separately, right? Because now you're going to need to use your phone, the Authenticator app that you installed on your phone, to scan the code, right? So this is the following step is where you need to scan the code. It's going to send you this. So this is how you add Auth or Gmail to your Auth2FA app. To capture the QR code, launch Auth on your device, click Add Account. At the bottom of the screen, you'll be prompted to hold your phone up to your computer to scan the QR code. Like I said before, you need to be doing the Gmail and everything set up of the Gmail on your laptop or desktop, right? And on your phone, you open Auth and you scan the code. Normally, we have used that with Google Authenticator, but with the Auth, it's still the same procedure, right? You open it up, as you can check from the screen on your left, you open your Auth up, add a new account, and from a new account, it's going to ask you to scan the QR code. This QR code is the one which is displayed on your laptop from Gmail. You scan it, then after you scan it, it's going to add it, right? Auth is going to add it. So on the next screen, it will show an entry field. Return to your Auth app, still opened to your Google 2FA account, and take note of the 6-digit code provided. Enter this code into the field and then click verify, right? So after you scan the code on using Auth, it's going to automatically generate a new 6-number code, right? You take the code and enter it back into your Gmail account. It's a tedious process, but these steps can be available for download. I'm going to post them, I think, into the Telegram group, just these slides, these steps, or you can just WhatsApp me or send me a text messages later on if you're not clear about these steps, so I can actually walk you through it for you to install this on your device and link up your account. So if you missed anything, don't worry, we'll actually get back to it, right? So after you use that 6-digit code, you enter it there, then you click verify. Then from there, Google will say your Authenticator app has been successfully verified. So from now on, you're going to be using, every time you check your emails, every time you log into your email account, you're going to be using your password and the Authenticator app on your phone, right? So no one is going to have unauthorized access to your email accounts. You understand? So your Gmail is secured. And I would suggest that you do this for all your Gmail accounts. For those people who have multiple Gmail accounts, please use this method. Please enable two-factor authenticator. Install the Auth app. It's easy and it's secured. And it's going to give you a peace of mind. Trust me, it's going to give you a peace of mind. So overview, what have we covered in this? What is phishing? I think we've discovered phishing. It's when organizations or fraudsters take your information for fraud or take your information to access your account and steal your money. So we have covered the types of phishing, which is SMS phishing, which the fraudsters use SMSs or text messages to get you to react to a link inside the SMS to take action so they can get access to your account. We have phishing, where they actually call you and impersonate a bank or someone in a higher ranking official to actually make you do something, to actually ask you for your banking details while they confirm a little information about you. Did you work somewhere or have your bank account? Then you're gonna give them all the information that you have or they need, right? And we've covered how to protect against phishing. We have showed you ways from true caller identity, which protects you against phishing and SMS phishing. HTTPS, which protects you against the websites which have been cloned, and advanced antivirus softwares you might need to install, and two-factor authenticator using the Authy app on your Gmail account. I think that's one of the most important one, especially for people who are on my name seat, who are using the emails for everything. Please enable that. If you're not sure about the steps, leave my numbers so you can actually text me or find me into the group. I can actually go through that. So yeah, is everybody there?
We are here. Wow, 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 wow. That was so powerful. And Keke, thank you so much for sharing. I think even though maybe some people may have known this information, what you have shared and how the impact of it is just so critical. And anyway, information that is repeated is never bad. You would rather have information repeated until it gets into people's heads. So thank you so much for what you've shared. And I didn't know about Authy, and it will help us very much in the office as well when we help people to create new accounts and help them to have the Gmail accounts, and then make sure that they have the two-factor authenticator. Thank you so much for that. Anybody that's online that would like to ask a question or make a comment before we conclude the session? And you did very well within the 1 hour time that we had.
Hey.
You did
I was actually worried about that.
Yeah, Papi, over to you.
Yes. Keke, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation.
Yeah.
Two things that I wanted us to also check on that. I think we're gonna do that cloned mining city website. There's a cloned mining city website. We've been having recently a gentleman who bought his package and put some coins in there.
Hey, that's so unfortunate.
Papi's network is a bit unstable. Maybe Keke, if you could talk to that, to that cloned website, or if you're able to get to it, just show us, what we need to look out for in that address.
Yeah, I'll actually get into it and actually show you. Because the other one that I found, it got taken out for the one for electric cash. There was a link on it. The electric cash one, I did find it, but after some time, because it's a security thing, it got removed. So, but I will be able to actually look into it and send you screenshots and actually update it into the group. Oh, I have a message here. They said, if you lost your phone and you, sorry. Where do you get the chats?
You lost your phone.
Okay, I have a message here. If you lost the phone and you stored your 2FA there, can you recover the codes? This is kind of form I'm going to get to everyone. The thing is, like I said, why I recommend Authy, the Authy app, right? It's not like the Gmail two-factor authenticator app. Gmail, when you lost your phone or device, it's close to impossible to recover those codes. It's a pain. I understand. It's a pain. So I would recommend, that's why I would recommend Authy, right? Authy, it's an easy one that uses your not your email actually. You actually have to write the codes on a piece of paper, but they have other questions on other features which they use to help you recover in case you lost your phone, right? The Google one, we've had cases, It's a mission to actually get it. I understand. Is everybody there?
Yeah, we're still here. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, the one for.
Yeah, sorry about that, our Keke. So Keke, were you able to show us that fake mining city one that we had a gentleman who lost quite a bit of his coins in there because he went to change your phone, and unfortunately when they were going to do the mining city website, they opened that one, and then when they put in their because like you said earlier, all of a sudden you are putting your username, you're putting your password, then you're not able to go in. You're saying, but this is my password, this is my username, and then you go to that forgot password type of a thing, this and that, and by when you are doing that, that's when they are taking your information, and because giving you the option to confirm and reset or something like that, put in your email, then they're able to hack your email and all of that. So we have had a situation like that has been very traumatic. Yeah, very traumatic to us this past week. So how do people get to that? People must be careful on where do they go when they want to go to that? How do they end up getting into that website?
Normally the website, right? I'm gonna put up. Let me do a screen share. Normally, what happens is it starts with a link, right? So normally people would click on a link. They would click any other link that they receive anywhere. They don't actually manually enter the password or the website. Right? I can see here there's one that.
On this one of Mining City, they actually typed in. I think they actually typed in the website, and it took them there.
Oh, I can see the website. It's actually very close mine because the one that they actually cloned was the .org one. They use it. Let me go to this one. Let's see that. But normally, even when you click on it, it doesn't show you. Can everybody see the screen? The black one at the background. Can everybody see this?
I can see it. But we need to go to a screen view for you. Okay.
Okay, let me share this one. I think it's there, it's shared. Yeah, I've shared it. So this is a site that they actually clicked, miningcity.com, right? The one that we use for Mining City, it's me.miningcity, not my. And how do you identify that? When you click here, you see, you say view site information, right? From the view site information, it shows you this. Your connection is not secure. You see this? I don't think people can see. I can't actually zoom into this.
No, we can see it.
You can see it.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, see this? Your connection to this site is not secure. You should not enter any sensitive. Google tells you this. On this site, for example, password or credit cards, because it can be stolen by hackers. If they use this, it shows you. You see this website? I'm using multiple screens, so that's what I'm looking at. You see the website? After you enter it, Again, it's my.miningct. Let me just type it again, my.miningct.com, right? Go to it. It says the website can't be reached, right? It can't be reached, meaning they've already taken the server down, right? The website can't be reached. You check before the website. It doesn't show the HTTPS. It doesn't show the log. It doesn't show anything. When you go to site information, it shows you that your connection to the site is not secure, meaning it is being hacked. This is a fake website. It has no cookies. It has no nothing, right? So this is a hacked website.
Okay.
Yeah. So please be aware. Let me show you the one with miningct.miningct. Right, I always use it. So you see, it loads. There's the
right there. Wait, right there. You see that one? There's another one before this one. There was another one. There's an old picture of MiningCT, and the screen, when it appears on the screen, when the people go there, it's actually the logo of MiningCT is at the bottom, and then the whole thing is up there, like where you put in your login details. It's up there, and in the middle there's a very big space in between. You know,
wow.
So yeah, that is the one that most people fall into.
Oh yeah, actually I need to look into that.
This one looks like.
Yeah, this is the original one. As you can check the site information, connection is secured. Yeah. It has valid certificate. You understand? You see that the certificate is valid. It has cookies in use. So meaning they track everything, they do everything. This is a legit website for MiningCT. If it doesn't have this HTTPS log, it's not it. Do not enter anything here.
Okay.
So like you said, the gentleman used the one which is written MiningCT. That's not it. It's a fake website. They use it to trick people into it.
Okay.
Yeah, they use it to trick people into it, unfortunately. And with cyber scamming and phishing, we can't really do much about it. Once your transactions are made, it's very close to impossible to recover because these people, they use multiple computers, multiple servers. You might find they're in Nigeria, not even local. You know, they're somewhere over the world doing this. Yeah. So it's not only us. I think if you follow the news, there's a AfriCrypt. There's a South African company with two brothers which got closed down.
Yes.
Yeah, AfriCrypt, yeah. So AfriCrypt it was an investment, but the security was weak. They got hacked.
Yeah, sure.
So after they got hacked, they lost something like a couple of billions, and they just decided to flee.
Yeah.
So people, please be aware. Okay. If it doesn't have this, it doesn't have a log, always check the connection. Always check the connection. Right. Always check them. If it doesn't have this,
I think for
yeah. Yeah. So please, guys, ladies and gentlemen, please use that.
Keke, thank you so much. I think maybe for today we'll leave it here. I think we're going to, if we may need to call you back again and to share a little bit more. And I love that we are here at this point where you're showing us about the MiningCT one. And it's good that we've got our leaders here who are also able to see if you help anybody, when you're helping anybody, please, take the time to make sure that you check in line with what Keke has said. If you don't take the time, please bring the people or send the people to the office, because then we have the laptops there and we can open and slowly, do the work.
Yeah.
Saying that don't do it. We're just saying in case you don't have, but it would also be very useful when you are able to check these things and show people as you help them to register. Because when they see you having the confidence and the knowledge, on how to stay secured, the trust builds even further that the business that you are bringing them into is a legitimate business. So before you rush sending them to the office, try and help them yourself. If you are struggling, rather KK is in the Mining City Telegram group. You can send a message to him and ask him to say, hey, I'm helping somebody. This is what has come up. What should I check? What should I do? And he can quickly just respond to that. If you want most to learn, you can also put it in the group and say, hey, I was helping somebody to register. This is something that we saw. Please be careful about it. So thank you very much for today. And once again, well done on your presentation. You were here. You were just here. Papi, over to you to close the session.
Thank you.
No. I was not expecting anything less. If you came here and you did whatever thing, I was gonna disown you as a son. To say hi. Yeah. It must be like father like son, that must be that way. But thank you so much for what you've done, guys. Thank you so much, KK, for that. Guys, as you know, KK is doing this, but he's not doing this free of charge. Obviously, I have to pay him for this. I mean, if you are going to get such in-depth security briefing on your phone, and a person is doing such a wonderful job and everything, it will be criminal not to pay him for his expertise. So Gege, a check is coming your way for the work that you've done. Thank you very much. And everyone, thank you. I hope that you implement, knowing and being here and having a good, exciting and informative Zoom meeting like this. And then you go and you don't implement. I'm telling you, don't come tomorrow and blame me, blame somebody else and whatever, this and that. No. Now, when we are giving you information like this, we are putting the ball in your court, because we do not want you to come back tomorrow and say, we didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of the things we did them before, because I personally don't know about them. We did not know about them. So as we know, we will keep improving ourselves. But also remember, guys, it's all of our responsibility to follow and read up on the news that Mining City provides, all the heads up and everything. Some people are not on this call. Some people are not going to listen to this. Later on, they will come and cry and say something has happened to their accounts, and then they did not know. So we just want to say to everyone, thank you for taking your time out. Thank you for buying data. This is very important. KK, thank you very much.
Thank you. And everyone, you have a good night.
Sharp, sharp.
Sharp, sharp.